Okay, so I'm trying to sneak outside. Oh, that's cold. To try to do. Oh, it's so cold. If I had testicles, they'd be in my abdomen. This may not be a good idea. Ooh, this may not be a good idea. I'm gonna answer questions. I'll text you. So, coming outside to answer questions so I won't be distracted by my son was not a great idea. It is freezing, so I'm sitting in my car warming it up. Anyway, so there wasn't a lot of vlogging to do today because I just have a sick child and the other one who we just did school today. So I thought I would answer some of the questions I've been given over the past while on my Instagram and YouTube. And it used to be also when I had Facebook, and I never got around to answering them. So what I did today was I took the non-yarny ones to answer, and maybe you guys can get to know me a little bit better. The first one is, am I wearing pants? And yes, I am today. Oh my goodness, so cold. The neighbors would be very apt to call the police if I wasn't. So yes, today I am wearing pants. Number 2, do you plan on any future giveaways? Yes, I do. If I ever get to 100 subscribers, I have something very special planned. And I will always do a Valentine's. That's just a given. We deserve something on Valentine's Day. So yes, so Valentine's Day will always have a giveaway. Number 3, non-craft related, who is your favorite YouTuber? Well, it depends on my mood and what I'm looking for, because I like all kinds of people, but I would say that my most common go-to is Bealton Cottage with Colette O'Neill. She lives the life I want to live. And yeah, so if her video's up, I watch it. I mean, that's just the way it is. And it's Bealtaine Cottage. Bealton Cottage. Love it. She's on YouTube. Well, of course it is, because it's my favorite YouTuber. The cold has my brain fried. Anyway. Well, that wouldn't be fried. That would be frozen. Okay. Number 4. What's your favorite book or book genre? Well, I can't pick my favorite book. I can't. I just love books. So, but my favorite genre is, Mom, close your ears. My favorite is trashy romance. I love trashy romance books, and I would assume it's because there's always a happy ending. There's always a in more ways than one, right? But yeah, there's always a happy ending. So yeah, that's what I would pick, is trashy romance. Where did you grow up? Well, I lived all over. I have lived, let's see, in Virginia, Tennessee, Texas. I wrote them down because I can't remember them all. Texas, Maryland, Utah, Colorado, Oregon, and Kansas. And I primarily grew up in Tennessee. So that's where I would say was home for most of my life, was Tennessee. I guess not for most, because now I'm old, and so I've lived more time outside of Tennessee, but growing up, that's where I lived, so that's where I kind of feel is home. When and why did you choose to homeschool? And have you homeschooled throughout your Jim's entire school career? Will they go on to further education? I always knew I would homeschool my kids if I had them. I did not like public education at all. I went through a lot of schools and I didn't like it. I always knew I would homeschool. So I homeschooled my daughter as a single mom all her life, and I got remarried and I still homeschooled her. And my son, I plan on homeschooling as well. My daughter is in her junior year of high school, and she does plan on going to college. She plans on going and becoming an interior designer. My son, and since she's a ballet dancer, she can always teach ballet. I think it's important to have more than one way of making money. And so with my son, My son will learn welding from his dad, and so he'll have that as a trade, and then he can do whatever he wants for college. But he'll always have more than one skill. I think that's highly important. I licked my finger to turn the page. I'm sorry, that's disgusting. All right. What TV show or movie do you refuse to watch? Anything scary. I do not do scary movies at all. Sixth Sense was terrifying to me. I had to have my friend come in and check my shower, under my bed, in my closet after Sixth Sense. When I watched The Ring, which I couldn't believe I watched, I just could not look away. I literally had to sing hymns and carry scripture all night. I was terrified. Yeah. I still have like absolute shock from that movie. Anyway. It gave me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. What are some of your favorite vegan meals, and do you have any quick recipes to share? My favorite are vegan nachos. I love homemade vegan nachos. I make them with our own tortillas we make into chips. And followed by any kind of vegan taco. I love vegan tacos as well. Some quick recipes would be some of the simplest things we make is I make what's called a zucchini mix, which is where I take a large onion and 5 zucchinis and I broth or water saute them because we don't use oil. And then I dice up some cherry tomatoes or Roma tomatoes, whatever, throw them in a pot. I put garlic, salt, and pepper in and a can of dark kidney beans. I saute that all up. And we put it on tortillas with avocado or guacamole, depending on what we have. The other one would be if I make homemade chili, and we put that over either sweet potatoes or potatoes. Very quick, easy. Usually for my homemade chili, it's a bag of red lentils, a large onion. I take a can of pinto beans, a can of black beans, a can of kidney beans, and a can of cannellini. How do you say that? The cannellini beans? Is that how you say it? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. The cannellini beans, a can of diced tomatoes, and a can of tomato sauce, and I put in chili mix that I make, chili powder mix that I make, because I don't buy pre-made mixes because I usually have milk in them, and so to preserve them. So I just make my own, and so it's the simplest chili. It's done in like 10 minutes. It's really simple. Then there's tofu scramble, which is where I take a medium onion and a half to a whole orange bell pepper, and then throw in mushrooms, tomatoes, asparagus, whatever you want to do. You, again, water or broth saute them. While that's doing that, you have an extra firm block of tofu that you will drain and press all the water out, and then you crumble it up, put it in with salt, pepper, garlic to taste. I use 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, a half teaspoon of turmeric, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and I just mix that all up. It's like having an omelet scramble, and we put it on tortillas with green Tabasco, which is my favorite, and avocado. So really simple. They're done quick. Licking my finger again. Oh my goodness, I'm a heathen. Okay. I think we're going to turn the light. Ooh. I like me in this look lots better. Okay. Other than fiber related, what are your interests and hobbies? Well, making jewelry. I used to sell on eBay, and I also had a shop on Etsy, but my Etsy didn't do as well as eBay. I kind of closed down my Etsy shop, but I plan on opening up it again this year. Also, reading is another hobby I have interest. I love to read. I don't read as much when my kids are very young because they just, occupy so much time, and I'm too tired at the end of the night. That's usually when I read, is when I get into bed and I usually fall asleep. So, but I love to read. How and why did you go vegan? Well, I went vegetarian 14 years ago for health reasons, and it helped out a lot. And I started reading more and more books about health and animal cruelty, and I decided I did not want to be a part of that anymore. So I went vegan about 11 years ago, and I really think the transition for those 3 years between vegetarian and vegan made it so much easier for me, because I had already, you know, done with most things, and so I just got rid of the rest. So it wasn't too hard. So, which falls into this next question I got. Why aren't I thin? Cheeky. The reason being is there's many types of vegans. There are whole food vegans, raw vegans. I happen to be a junk food vegan. And you can tell that because of my pizza, Taco Bell, and Chipotle purchases. Yeah. I'm going to work on that this year, though. I'm going to work on that. I know my health does much better, and my blood sugar, because I am a diabetic, my blood sugar and everything does so much better when I'm a whole food vegan. What is your favorite tea? Well, this is actually a funny story. I don't drink tea. I always make fun of vegans at the beginning of my show, because all vegans, they always talk about their kombucha or their lipshang chushang or whatever. And so I just thought it would be funny if every time I do a video, I say a tea. But actually, I don't drink tea, because I don't like black tea, but I do like, my two favorite teas that I really do drink are wild berry zinger and chamomile tea when I'm sick. Those are my teas that I go to. It's mostly Kansas tap water that I'm drinking. So, what is your favorite movie? Oh, by far and away, it is Camelot with Richard Harris. And it has to be Richard Harris and Vanessa Redgrave and Franco Nero. That is my favorite all-time favoriteest movie ever. I could watch it a million times. I probably have. Favorite band or artist? Well, I stopped listening to music a while back. I have general anxiety disorder and PTSD, and when I had my son, it was really bad. And so I pretty much don't listen to music anymore, which is sad, because music used to be just so much of my life. But if I'm able to handle the noise, it's Styx, Journey, or any other classic rock. But Styx and Journey are my go-tos, because yeah. Favorite TV shows? Okay, well, if we watch TV, it's usually my son's shows. But if I had to pick my favorites, it's got to be Ancient Aliens. I like to watch 600 Pound Life, and right now I'm watching Curse of Oak Island with my daughter, which is really a lot of fun. It's a really cool show, very interesting. So there you go. There's some answers to some questions that are non-fiber related. Hopefully my son will be feeling better tomorrow, and I'll be able to get back to regular vlogging. Anyway, you guys have a good night.